What the hell is that? And this is live from the space station. This hasn't been added in. Look at that. That looks like a fleet of orbs coming straight towards Earth. Welcome back everyone to part number 49 of Mysterious TikToks. Got a really good episode for you all today. I've tried to switch things up a bit so it's not just aliens and UFOs. I hear you. Alright, so it's going to be a mix of different conspiracy theories. There will be some alien stuff, but a mix. So let me know if you enjoy it. And also watch until the end, because this story right here about the crucifix showing up on this woman's ultrasound is an incredible story. A lot of you sent it to me, so yes, we're going to cover it at the end of this video, so watch until the end for that. And if you're wondering why I've got this massive jacket on, it is freezing in here. It's like a minus 1,000 degrees. Me and Paul are freezing. I left the window open last night. Like the video, leave me a comment, and I really hope you enjoy. Alright, I am so excited to watch this video, and this is probably the best, clearest footage of the Tic Tac UFO on the internet right now, and it's not filmed on a potato. Can we believe it? Someone actually filmed a UFO on a normal phone. But yeah, as you can see it up here, and this is filmed in Brazil, so let's give it a watch.
Rapaz, eu tô achando que aquela guerra lá da Rússia tá vindo pra cá. Olha o tamanho de míssil que vem voando aqui em cima de Arim. Ali, é míssil, tá vindo lá da Ucrânia lá com a Rússia. Eita porra. Agora a guerra vem, vê o tamanho do míssil.
It just looks like a massive cigar. But do you know what? You know what I think about watching these videos? Is if this is a real video, and it looks real to me, why is it not on the news? Like, if there's stuff flying around in our skies and we don't know what they are, why is no one talking about it? Do you know what I mean? They'd rather talk about, like, someone dropping a piece of paper on the sidewalk than telling us that there's aliens flying around in the sky. And I know it's quality, you know, like damage control. They don't want to cause a panic, but it's crazy how you have to go digging for this stuff. We got a flipping alien cigar flying around, and no one's talking about it. Man, it even makes me sweat watching that video. I hate deep sea, like being out of my depth and all that, but apparently that's called a bowhead whale. Yeah, I get anxiety even watching that. Let me know down below if you hate that video as well. I can't deal with being out of my depth. Me and my twin brother, we fell off the back of a pedalo and it just buggered off, right, in Spain. And I remember looking down at my goggles and I couldn't see anything. It was just pitch black. And I was about 7 years old, and I was like, get me the hell out of here. Ever since then, no, don't like it.
Man, that was my room full of birds.
Baby, you okay? Baby, where you at? Oh my God, baby, where you at?
Okay, man, gotta catch up, man. Oh, you fine. Yeah, get that little bit. Okay, there go. Oh, there go one. We got one down. One down, two to go. Yeah, there go one.
That's so random. Being on a cruise ship and you got flipping Jumanji in your in your room. Where's Ace Ventura when you need him? Because that is so random. How does that even happen? If a cruise ship's just going through the ocean, like, why are all the birds inside that room? I would definitely think we're going to have to call a priest or something. There's definitely someone did a Ouija board, or there's some weird stuff. I wouldn't be able to sleep in there, and there'll be like bird poo all over the place. That's just funny though.
Breaking news, NASA just announced that the Earth now has 2 moons until 2083. I mean, this is crazy. In a discovery that sounds unreal, astronomers have identified a small near-Earth object called 2025 PN7, which means our planet effectively has a second moon at least until the mid-21st century, which is nothing crazy for other planets. Saturn has about 146 moons, and just last year they discovered 128 new moons, bringing its total to 274. But 2025 PN7 is very small. It's about 18 to 36 meters across, and a year ago it was classified as a tiny asteroid that later was captured into orbit around Earth, turning it into a mini moon. However, unlike the real moon, it doesn't orbit the Earth directly. Instead, it orbits the sun in an Earth-like path and appears to follow the Earth around the sun. And this gives us an impression of two moons from one point of view. It's expected to stick with us and be a companion until about 2083.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm definitely going to put my tinfoil hat on for this theory. But this is what I'm saying. Aliens could just rock up and just sit and park their UFO outside Earth and just do this.
We're going to stay here, and there's nothing you can do about it, mate. And just cruise around Earth like that.
And if NASA know about it, they're just going to say, don't worry, everyone. It's just a moon. Don't panic. It's just the moon. Everyone relax. I've heard a lot about this two moon stuff. And if you why can't I speak? If you yourself have seen this with your own eyes in the sky, let me know down below. So a lot of you remember this, right? This thing in the sky appeared over Chile and it got millions and millions of views. I watched it a couple of weeks ago on the channel. People are still trying to figure out what this thing is. And this is a video of 3 different angles. So if you haven't seen it, give this a watch and then comment down below what you think this is, because I don't know. And as you can see, what are these 2 lights here? It looks like it. You know, the clown, it, is going to come out of the middle of that thing. I don't know. I have no clue what this is. So if you think you have any idea, let me know down below. It's just so... What is that? And what are those 2 lights? So here's the second angle. It looks like a portal or something. But I don't know. If anyone has any idea, let me know. So a lot of people were saying that it was a rocket and it was just after the rocket had launched, it left it in the sky. But I don't know. The thing that throws me off is those 2 lights. And I've read hundreds of comments and I can't read one that actually makes sense to me. So, yeah. What do you think that is? Let me know.
Creepy Row Photos That Keep Me Up at Night Part 60. This photo was posted to Reddit with the caption, "This is a photo in a series of photos taken in quick succession by my mother-in-law of my daughter. She was downloading from her camera when she noticed the background of this photo. Only my mother-in-law, the photographer, my father-in-law, my..."
Oh, guys, I don't know if I can watch this. Man, I can't... Yeah. I'm such a wuss when it comes to this stuff. Look at that in the background. Could you imagine seeing this, right? You download a bunch of photos and you see that in the background. Like, it could be a reflection, but I don't know. But let's get through it together. I'm going to have one eye open.
"My daughter and the yippingest dog on earth that barked at everything were in the house. Her house backs up to a graveyard.
Time to move out. That's all I'm going to say. Flipping heck. If that was me, I would say, see you later. Put the house on the market for $10, 10 quid. Just chuck it on there. Let's get rid of it. Flipping, call the priest. Bless it. You know, get out. Wouldn't you? And stuff taken on cameras like that, you can't really explain it, can you? Because it's there. It's there in the photo. So, like, if you see something, you might think, oh, maybe I was just tripping and I thought I saw something. But it's right there. There's a flipping granny stood in your kitchen, mate. So it's probably a good sign to move out. But let me know, what would you do in that situation? That camera would be on eBay and that house would be sold for 10 quid if it was me.
They're hiding the true answer to this question from us. How is it that people who used horses and buggies constructed gigantic, intricate buildings like these? They allegedly only used hammers, manual saws, and basic tools. Does that make any sense to you? Look at these grand structures and ask yourself, how could they achieve all this with such primitive methods? It makes you wonder if our historical timeline is accurate or completely fabricated to hide something. It gets even scarier. What if the dates on these buildings are wrong? Imagine if that number 1 wasn't a 1 at all. Our history could be off by 1,000 years. This brings us to who could have built these intricate structures. Have you ever heard of Tartaria? Tartaria is a colossal empire that conveniently gets left out of mainstream history. But you can never truly erase history, as many references can be found in old maps and documents. Tartaria was a highly advanced civilization with technology and knowledge far beyond what we can imagine. They have even been credited to have built the Great Wall of China and many of these intricate buildings pictured earlier. Could Tartaria be the missing link that explains these architectural marvels and historical anomalies?
Thing is, the first question I have is, why haven't they made similar structures since then? Like, some of these structures, even builders, qualified builders, say that they can't make this stuff. They can't make these structures, even with the tools that we have now, which are much more advanced than what they had. You know, they weren't rocking about with diggers. It was just a bunch of blokes in a pair of knickers, right? with hammers going, yep, let's make this building. You're not a chance. And then now we've got diggers, helicopters, machinery, advanced tools, electric tools, and we still can't do it. Why haven't we made anything like this now? My place, right? This place behind me, I live in, has got so many problems. I've got holes in the roof, water leaks, and this was only built like 15 years ago. Human beings that lived thousands of years ago that made stuff that's still standing now. How does that work? How does that work? So yeah, what is that? And a lot of people were writing that it could be a SpaceX rocket. I don't know. There's just some really strange stuff happening in the skies at the moment. And I don't know what that is. That just looks like a floating eyeball to me. And maybe it was aliens looking for a cheap house. Guess what? You ain't going to find one in England, mate. That's for sure. To buy a house in England, you have to be a flipping billionaire to buy a house. So maybe the aliens are just floating past and go, nope, too expensive here, boys. Let's go somewhere else. But yeah, all jokes aside, what do you think that is? Let me know. Guys, I had to show you this video. This is super strange, super weird, and scary all at the same time. But this is live from the International Space Station on YouTube. And you can go and look this up and put it in rewind to this exact moment. Alright? This is 9 hours into the stream. Okay, and someone saw this. All right, you tell me what you think this is. All right. So it's just a normal looking. Look at that. What the hell is that? And this is live from the space station. This hasn't been added in. Look at that. If anyone's seen the film Mars Attacks, that looks like a fleet of orbs coming straight towards Earth. Look at that. They've made no comment on this. And this space station, by the way, the interesting point is that Earth is on the right side of this space station, so over here. And this, to me, looks like a bunch of orbs. And they look exactly like the orbs that we've seen here on Earth. All different sizes. All moving in coordinated groups. And with the same sort of colour. And look, just cruising along. And this was on the live International Space Station stream. And I don't think we're supposed to see it. That's crazy. Let me know down below what you think about it. But this makes me think. This is precisely why I think they turned off the satellites from 3i Atlas. When 3i Atlas was passing by, I think this is why they turned it off. And I don't think they wanted us to see that at all. But that's crazy. That looks like a fleet coming straight for Earth. Let me know down below your thoughts on that. So this is a story I've been excited to talk about, especially me. As you all know, I am a man of faith, so this does excite me a lot. And before I go into this, of course, we have to realise that these things could be fake, it could be AI, but it's always interesting to toy with the idea that this could be real. But I did some research into this story, and it's a legit story. Like the woman where she took the photos, I found out what hospital it was taken in, where they're from, the family, blah blah blah. And the mother isn't a woman of faith, and she didn't think anything of it, you know. She hasn't claimed that the baby's a prophet or anything like that. So it seems genuine. It seems like a genuine story. But anyway, just look at that photo, and could you imagine being the parent of this child, right? And seeing that on the monitor for your own child. An expectant mother in Indiana was astonished when what appeared to be the image of Jesus on the cross showed up in her baby's ultrasound. She first noticed it after family and friends pointed it out to her, and once the picture was enlarged, the resemblance became clear. She felt this was a comforting sign from God in the midst of her worries, and the unusual image filled her with peace and hope. May this reminder of Christ's presence encourage us to trust in his care and rest in his promise. I couldn't imagine what this would do for me. And, you know, God willing, I'm going to have children. I can't wait to be a dad. I'll put that out there. Can't wait to have children. If I saw something like this, I don't know. I would be over the moon. But it's incredible. And that it looks very, very similar. And if you notice there, if you can see on the head, that you can even see the line on the head as if it's the crown of thorns, the arms, the chest area, and the two legs that are crossed in the same sort of way, and the head is looking down as well. So yeah, crazy. And I can see why this is blowing up on social media. It's gone crazy viral. And this is the thing, I've read some of the comments and people are saying, oh, this isn't real, this can't be real. But we can't say that it isn't real as much as we can say it's 100% real. We can't say the opposite either. We can't say it's 100% not real, because God can do anything he wants. This isn't out of his reach. If God wanted to click his finger and turn the whole world into, I don't know, water, for example, or make us all have spoons as hands. I know it's a bit it's a bit strange, but he could do that. So whenever I look at this stuff, I always toy with the idea this could happen. And the things that God does every day, there's so much stuff that he does that we can't see, and this is just toying with the idea that it could be real, it could be fake. We're never going to know, but God can do this if he wanted to. It is super cool to look at this stuff, and it's an amazing thing to see, and I'm happy for the parents. Congratulations to both the parents. That's amazing. Which brings me to my next point. Precisely what was said in this post is to trust in God and rest in the promise that he gave to us. And that's something we all have to remember as people with faith. There's some things that we can't overcome ourselves, and there are struggles that we're not strong enough to face. So you have to call out to him. You have to call out to him and ask for his help, because we're not strong enough to fight these things. And he knew that. God knows that. You know, no one knows you more than the Creator. No one knows you more than the person that created you, you know. So he didn't tell us to fight some things, like lust, for example. He told us to run, because he knows our human nature, that we're going to fall into these things. We're not strong enough to fight these things on our own. So there has to be an element of trust, even when we're suffering as well. Because sometimes suffering is for a good cause, for a good reason, you know. So trust in him, and to call out to him in times of need. And this is something I'm learning to do as well. When I'm feeling really low or really down, this is something I'm trying to do as well, is to trust in him, that he's got me and I can call out to him. And when I do call out to him, it always works out. Always works out. So that's what I want to say. And also thank you all for the amazing messages and the amazing support. Honestly, it means the world. It means I read the comments every single day. I wish I could get back to all of you, but life has been crazy at the moment. As of this recording, I'm actually in Budapest on holiday, and it's, yeah, incredible. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I truly don't deserve it. To have amazing supporters like you all, honestly, means the world to me. And I'm so excited to see where this channel can go. And I truly do hope that my words can help you in some sort of way. And if there's anything you do want me to talk about, then comment down below, because I like to talk about things at the end of every video. So if there's something you wish for me to speak of, then let me know, and I'll let you know. I'll reply to your comment and let you know when I'll speak about it. Because I feel like I'm here to help people, not just to entertain, but to help people. You know, having the life that I've had and the struggles that I've had and where I am now, I feel like I'm in a position, and God put me here for a reason, to help people, and that's what I want to do. So if there's anything you wish me to talk about, and just let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you are down below. How you are, it matters to me. So leave me a comment how your week's been. If there's anything you're struggling with, let me know, and if I got any advice, I'll get back to you. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you then.